In 1995, a perplexing finding was made by scientists close to the Japanese island of Amami-Oshima. The subtropical island is a haven for marine life, with seas rich in coral. The crew saw a strange behavior, but it doesn't seem to be natural. In fact, they nearly look to be alien in origin. There are other enormous circles hidden in the sand, and the experts have no idea what or who made them. These sculptures, which are made up of many concentric rings and are more than 6 feet across, resemble enormous sunflowers. The innermost circle has a network of flattened arteries, while the two outermost rings seem to be decorated with ridges resembling petals. The formations left the scientists perplexed. National Geographic later nicknamed them mystery circles. From where did they originate? What had made them? More importantly, though, why? Were they created intentionally, maybe as a warning to humans, or were they the result of a naturally occurring geological process? Welcome to USA Stories channel. Do not forget to subscribe and activate the bell button to receive all new updates. Now let's go to the story. It's not surprised that scientists are sometimes perplexed by what they discover under the waters, considering the size of the world's oceans and our relative ignorance of them. Actually, 1.39 million square miles, or more than 70% of the planet's surface, are covered by seas. Less than 10% of their overall area has been investigated nevertheless. Because of this, sailor and landlubber alike have long conjectured about the wonders that lie below the surface of our sea's unknown depths. In fact, the array of strange and fantastical aquatic animals seen in world myths, ranging from mermaids to enormous sea monsters, is as varied as the human imagination itself. Of course, there are many who think that the waters hide far more exotic things than just unexplored wildlife, like the remnants of long-lost civilizations. The Yonaguni Monument, which was found in the middle of the 1980s close to Japan's shore, is one such alleged find. The so-called Yonaguni Monument, which has been dubbed Japan's Atlantis, is made up of what looks to be a collection of man-built structures, including pyramids, stairs, and facial sculptures. Then there are the purported extraterrestrial technology, these purported space rocks from intergalactic travel that are reported to have submerged into our oceans. For instance, in 2011, a group of researchers known as Ocean X discovered what looked to be a saucer-shaped artifact beneath the Baltic Sea. Currently referred to as the Baltic Sea anomaly, the object is around 200 feet thick and has an unidentified origin. In the meanwhile, there has always been a parallel made between the underwater circles found in Japan in 1995 and another extremely particular type of paranormal event, namely crop circles. In fields of cereal crops, these enigmatic geometric shapes frequently arise overnight. After decades of study, some paranormal investigators think that alien visitors created them. Naturally, the majority of analysts classify crop circles as a relatively recent occurrence. In fact, the first crop circle in recorded history happened in 1966, when George Pedley, an Australian farmer, reported seeing a UFO emerge from a swamp near Tully. Pedley said that the UFO had left behind a flattened circle of reeds, or a classic crop circle. Then, in rural England, crop circles began to emerge rather regularly throughout the course of the 1970s and 1980s. After the media started reporting on the phenomena, they started to appear elsewhere in the 1990s, including in the US, Canada, Japan, and even the former Soviet Union. Approximately 10,000 crop circle reports have been made worldwide to far, and crop circles become bigger and more complex around the year 2000. Some of them really have thousands of components, such as other letters and mathematical symbols. Patterns like the one at Barbary Castle refuted the idea that crop circles are caused by lightning or other natural phenomena. Rather, the intricacy of the designs required clever people to create them. Naturally, detractors have long maintained that crop circles are in fact the product of human ingenuity, and that assertion is backed up by strong evidence. For instance, in 1991, two British practical jokers, Dave Chorley and Doug Bauer, claimed to have made many crop circles in England with just a plank and a rope. Still, not everyone found them convincing. In fact, a lot of ufologists and paranormal investigators still use more creative explanations for crop circles. For example, some say these are well-designed communications from extraterrestrial visitors. Some people think the circles are linked to ley lines, which are purportedly unseen power lines that connect religious shrines and other spiritual sites all throughout the world. Dr. Horace Drew is a paranormal investigator who has studied crop circles and UFOs for more than 20 years. Drew, a doctoral chemist from the California Institute of Technology and former molecular biologist, says he saw a silver UFO hovering above his Jacksonville, Florida home as a young boy. The Australian news website news.com.au reports that Drew asserts he has deciphered sophisticated binary codes seen in crop circles. According to him, the codes hide a combination of helpful instructions and dire cautions. It appears that one of them says, "Much pain but still time. Have faith that good exists in the world." According to another, "Beware the bearers of false gifts and their broken promises." In 2007, Drew said he thought aliens could be saying hello to news.com.au. One theory is that they're trying to introduce themselves to us peacefully, like we do using bubbles with dolphins, Drew stated. "We place small bubble circles with generators under the ocean to communicate with dolphins. We study the dolphins as we observe them approach, play, and explore." Drew has proposed the hypothesis that crop circles are actually geographical markers to help time travelers find their way. There are definitely humans living out there in about 5,000 years with time travel capability, he stated. The issue is that our understanding of space-time physics is insufficient to comprehend what is taking place. It is not within our purview. The analysis of hundreds of plant samples from crop circles by biophysicist Dr. William C. Levengood has also contributed to the rumors around an extraterrestrial link. Levengood said that the plants had signs of microwave or electromagnetic radiation exposure. Moreover, he asserted that plants grown from crop circles had higher yields and a higher stress tolerance than usual. Hosts of dramatic eyewitness stories anecdotally corroborate such hypotheses of extraterrestrial visitors. For instance, paranormal investigator Francine Blake claims to have photographed a UFO she claims to have observed at a crop circle site. Moreover, she asserts that a brief outburst of alien energy produces crop circles. Comparably, in 2009, a British police officer supposedly reported seeing 3 extraterrestrial beings in a newly created crop circle on Silbury Hill. Some ufologists referred to the aliens as tall whites, claiming that they resembled blonde people who were taller than 6 feet. As reported by the Daily Telegraph in the UK, the policeman said that these individuals then left the scene faster than any man he had ever seen. Naturally, the issue of whether the underwater constructions observed by divers in 1995 had any real link to the type of crop circles recorded in England since the 1960s arises since rural England is a far cry from southern Japan. What caused the mysterious circles to appear close to Amami Oshima Island? And was there, as some pundits would have you think, an alien connection? In reality, it took almost 15 years to unravel the riddle, but the creator of the mystery circles was eventually discovered in 2011. Naturally, geological processes had nothing to do with anything, and neither did aliens. Rather, the maker of the circles turned out to be a recently discovered species of pufferfish called Torquigener albomaculosus, sometimes known as the white-spotted pufferfish, mostly because it's much more convenient to pronounce. One of the almost 100 species of pufferfish that are members of the Tetraodontidae family, a close relative of porcupine fish, is Torquigener albomaculosus. On Tetraodontidae fish, on the other hand, the spines are thin and mostly hidden until the fish blows out, in contrast to the thick and easily noticeable spines on porcupine fish. The fish's capacity to blow itself up into a big, spiky ball is a protection mechanism that most likely developed to make up for its awkward swimming style. In addition, pufferfish have 4 teeth that are connected into plates to create an appendage that mimics a beak. They use this to crack open the shells of various prey, including crustaceans. More than 1,000 times more lethal than cyanide, most pufferfish species are unsafe for human eating due to the presence of tetrodotoxin in their bodies. In reality, paralysis of the diaphragm muscles is the usual outcome of tetrodotoxin poisoning in humans, and this can result in respiratory failure and death in less than 6 hours. However, it seems that certain marine animals, like sharks, are resistant to these impacts. Despite the potential for tetrodotoxin poisoning, many people continue to consume pufferfish. In Japan, the fish is really regarded as a delicacy. It's called fugu, but to cook it safely for human consumption, a competent chef's touch is needed. Each year, a few individuals in the nation pass away from consuming improperly prepared fugu. Furthermore, it seems that one of the main components of a powder that certain voodoo priests employ to make zombies is tetrodotoxin. The poison was discovered in samples of ceremonial powders that were removed from Haiti in the 1980s by ethnobotanist Wade Davis. In fact, ingestion of tetrodotoxin would result in a transient paralysis or comatose condition, resembling a state of death. The only fish species known to produce circular formations on the seafloor is Torquigener albomaculosus, while the majority of pufferfish possess tetrodotoxin. Considering the scale of their works in comparison to the fish, this is no easy task. It's possible that naturalist David Attenborough, who called the animal the greatest artist of the animal kingdom, was correct. The mysterious rings are made by the male pufferfish meticulously churning up the silt with his fins and fluttering them. By swimming straight into the formation's center and then arcing around to its outside circumference, he creates furrows on the outer rings. He keeps doing this until the formation is finished. The male fish decorates the outer ridges with fragments of shell and coral. Next, he places sand particles in the circle's center and arranges them in an arbitrary arrangement. The whole process, which takes a week or longer to finish, is done to draw in a woman. The male pufferfish enters the inner circle and stirs up the tiny sand particles when a potential female arrives. The woman looks over his work to show that she approves. She swims away to the middle of the mysterious circle, deposits her eggs, and lets the male fertilize them if she gives her approval. Although experts are unsure of what the female looks for in a nice nest, they think it could serve the purpose of shielding her eggs from currents. She could be assessing the inner circle's fine particle distribution, size, symmetry, or ornamentation. It's possible that she likes big nests because they indicate a powerful partner. In a 2013 interview with the scientific website Live Scientific, University of Texas researcher Alex Jordan hypothesized that the nest could be solely utilitarian. He said, "There's no evidence that females care about anything more than the fine sand, and even that's a stretch." He proposed that the exquisite structure and lines could have no aesthetic value other than to direct those particles toward the center. In fact, scientists think that the pufferfish's ability to construct their nests depends on a steady supply of small sand particles. The male protects the eggs for about a week until they hatch after the female deposits them. After that, he looks for a new place to nest. However, it's still unclear why he can't seem to use the previous nest. The only fish that is now known to have carved intricate mystery circles out of the sea floor is the Torquigener albomaculosus. Some fish species, nevertheless, build what are known as bowers in an attempt to draw in females. For instance, male cichlid fish from Lake Malawi in East Africa build structures like castles so that the females might lay their eggs there. Lake Malawi is home to hundreds of species of cichlids that create bowers. They build their bowers by mouthfulling and then spitting the sand into a mound. In addition, scientists from the universities of Nottingham and Hull have found that the bowers seem to serve more sophisticated social purposes than just luring women. Dr. Domino Joyce, a University of Hull scientist, claims that the fish's propensity for fighting is influenced by the design of their bower. "We spent a total of 26.5 hours underwater watching 99 cichlid fish of one particular species," she added. "We carefully changed the sand structures of some fish to find that the owners of these bowers got into fewer fights with other males." Furthermore, as per Dr. Joyce, these modifications to the bower offered unique evolutionary benefits. This is exciting because it suggests that if male fish evolved to build their castles a little bit differently from the others of the species, then these males may have an advantage as they're less likely to get attacked, she stated. A completely new species may then evolve as a result of that advantage. Over time, if female preferences also evolve to favor the new shape of bower, then this could lead to the emergence of a new species of cichlid, all of whom build this once novel style of sandcastle. said Dr. Magalhaes of the University of Nottingham. The waters across the planet constitute an incredibly large, uncharted territory. It's completely unneeded, despite the temptation to use fantastical explanations to explain away their riddles. In actuality, the seas and the weird organisms they contain are as foreign to mankind as anything imagined in science fiction. Please remember to subscribe to our channel, give us a thumbs up, and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss any of our videos. If you enjoyed the tale, the next video that plays on your screen will probably move you too.